All right, so the first recording I'm going to make here is going to be a real short one. This is going to be on Unix tips and tricks. So I've got a little cheat sheet here of some, not all, some Unix tricks you can do. Some of them you guys might know already. Hitting tab will do file name completion. So if you want to, you can type in the full name of a directory to go into it. But if you just type the first couple letters, you can hit tab and it fills in the rest for you. Very useful stuff. CD by itself takes you back home. You have a bunch of text on a command line. You want to erase it. Control U erases everything that's on the line. Up arrow will take you through your previous commands, and down arrow goes more recent. So up arrow, down arrow, up arrow, up arrow, down arrow, down arrow. You can scroll through your history that way. You can also run history and see what kinds of things have been run in the past here. And if you want to run one of those commands again, you can use exclamation mark. Exclamation mark 9998 will run the command to turn me into Declan Doss, which is one of the tutors here. And we can all take a look at his homework for CSI 26 if you want it. Control D logs you out, or you can type exit. So exit will log you out, or you can hit Control D. Control D is the end of file character. That will log you out. If you want to edit a file, let's see here, become Pirelli. Then if stuff.cc. If you want to do the last command that started with a V, you can say bang, exclamation mark. We call bang in Unix. Bang V will run the last command that began with V. There you go. I don't know why the formatting's all weird on this. And then, strange. So if I wanted to run the last nvim command, I could say bang n, and it'll run the last nvim command that I gave. Bang bang runs the last command again. It's essentially the same thing as hitting up arrow return. I don't know which one's faster. I typically have aliases set up to make all of my stuff go quickly. VV, for example, alias VV, runs the last command that began with VI. GG I have set up to do the last G++ command. You will never see me typing more than like 2 letters at a time when I'm in the zone doing stuff. If I ever have to type like a lot of letters over and over again, that's getting aliased down. So if you type VC, that's an alias for VI, your .cshrc file. So editing your CSHRC file, which contains all of your aliases. And so if you want to edit your aliases, you can go through this CSHRC file and do things like here's a command that sorts all of the directories by file size and then shows me the top 10. So if somebody is filling up the hard drive, I can run this and it will go through everybody's directories and find me the students who are eating up the hard drive on the server, and then I can go in there and delete their files and stuff like that. If I want to go into this directory, I just type CS. If I go into this directory, I just type CH. If I want to go into this directory, I type CT. So I've got aliases to jump to all the folders that I'm in constantly. CHP, chmods, everything. G++, Clang. They're all aliased with like compile flags on them to turn off the warnings I don't care about, and to turn on other things like what standard of C++ I'm using, things like that. Turn on the optimizer by default, turn on debugging by default, things like that. So if you want to add an alias, you can put it inside of there. So if you want to make CC, I don't know if I have a CC command, but you could say alias CC to be the last compile command you ran, then backslash bang, there we go. Then that'll compile the last thing that I did. Okay. So what other Unix shortcuts are important? Control L refreshes the screen. You probably just saw me do it a second ago there. I got all this stuff on the screen. I don't care about it anymore. It's clutter. Control L does that. Also clear clears the screen. Also CLS clears the screen, but that's only because I have an alias for that. So you can clear the screen with Control L, log out with Control D. Reformatting your code is actually really important. If your formatting gets all screwed up, there's a couple different ways you can reformat it. Let's mess up the formatting here. There we go. Everything's ugly now. If you type reformat main.cc, then it will come back in here and put it in the formatting style that I use. I use the Google formatting style with a couple alterations to it in a way that I think looks pretty good. And I think this way looks pretty good. There is a program called A-Style that allows you to reformat code in different standards. And so, for example, I'm restyling it with tab indentation, the Google style format by default. I put spaces around equal signs and things like that. I don't put spaces around parentheses. So I can show you like maybe what the GNU format looks like. So the GNU project puts their parentheses like this. What do you guys think of this appearance here? Putting your curly boys indented in, and then indenting in again a second time. Hazelton thinks it's an abomination. Yeah, this is the one thing I got against my boy Richard Stallman. It's yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I have to say, it's not my cup of tea. So that's A-Style, which you can just type reformat and do it. Also, if you're just within Vim, if you type GG equals capital G, GG is a command in Vim to jump to the top of the file. GG takes you to the top of the file. Shift G takes you to the bottom of the file. GG to the top, Shift G to the bottom. Or you type 1 Shift G to go to the top also. The equals command is the reformat command in Vim. And so if you say GG equals capital G, it reformats the entire file. And you can see here that everything has been nicely reformatted, not the horrible GNU way of doing it. So that is a very useful thing indeed. That is GG equals capital G inside of Vim, not from Unix. And finally, there's an alias A that runs a.out. So most of you guys have probably done that already. That runs the a.out. So those are some UNIX shortcuts. There's many more, but those are some good ones that'll get you going. Okay, so I'm going to stop this recording. Man pages are good too. Sometimes. Sometimes good. A lot of times the man pages don't mean anything to new students. But like if you want to see all the different options for like what you can do with ls, man ls, we'll give you the manual page for ls. If you want to know all the, okay, there's no options for cd. Man vim or something. You can see all the different stuff for that as well. Or you can Google it or ask me or whatever. All right, so I'm going to stop this recording. Then we're going to talk about, is the man page a list of all the commands? Man gives you, it's the manual for each command. Yeah, you can do man if you want. And that tells you how to read the man pages. It's basically the manual. And a lot of commands in C, like qsort, whatever, like they'll actually have man pages on each function in the C standard library. C++, by default, most Linux boxes don't have man pages installed for C++ functions. So, but for C functions, they do. Okay, So I'm going to stop this recording, and then we're going to talk about if statements.